Hi, everyone. I'm Corinne Foxley
And I'm Katie Ha. We're here at Beau Rev Equestrian, and
with Felicitas von Neumann-Cosel.
Thanks, you guys, for inviting me. I come here regularly, and it's one of my favorite places to go, mainly because I love the main players here. It's a great atmosphere. It's really good horsemanship, and so I really enjoy my monthly visits.
We love having you come.
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. So, Felicitas, can you tell us a little bit about how you got into horses, the abbreviated version?
Okay, it's in my genes. Is that short enough?
I think so.
I was born with it. My first memory is falling off a horse, and that's the rest is
The rest
been
is history,
So
right?
there we are. And I think that you had told me before that you often get a response from people that they're intimidated to come to a clinic with and to ride with me.
Yeah.
And that is something that I hear so frequently. And I have to admit, it's really saddening in a way, because I have developed so many tools over the years to help people at any level. And our goal is really to help our people with their relationship with their horses. So anyone who comes with the attitude that they want to learn and that they want to improve the relationship with their horse, they want to improve their riding, they are ready to come and join us here. It's a relaxed enough atmosphere. You're not going to be looked at or looked down. And so I can only recommend anybody who wants to learn, who's curious, come and join us.
Is there any level of horse that you expect? Could someone bring a relatively young horse who maybe isn't riding through a test yet? Or
Yeah, it's a great question. It's really a horse at any state. Sometimes we spend the whole session talking about how we can help the horse in the environment to deal with a new environment, which could be a young horse. And maybe the expectations were to get on and ride, and maybe the outcome was that we just worked in hand or worked in communicating with the horse, or how could I help the horse maybe physically by touching him in certain areas. So many ways can be explored. I think the really important part is to keep an open mind and not be so goal oriented that you feel like, oh my God, I got to come in and do this or that. I think one has to be flexible with that. And I certainly can help somebody if they want to improve their certain movements, but it's always on a basic level. If you want to have a better pirouette, you got to have a better canter, a better collection. And so often people think that I always talk about the basics, but if you get your basics down, then you can improve your score. And people want to improve their scores and have not worked on the connection, the relaxation. They might get one better walk pirouette, but the trot still will be their trot score, because without relaxation and the swinging back, the trot will be a 6. It'll never be a 7, for example, or the canter with a 4 beat will always be a 5. And so it doesn't matter if your horse breaks in the counter canter if you have a 5 for a canter, but if you get a 6 for a canter or maybe a 7, then you also will be able to hold your counter canter. So that's how I look at that.
So, what are some of the tools that or exercises people might see you do in one of your clinics?
There are so many different things that we use. We sometimes use actually physical tools for body awareness. I like to work with a posture sling for the rider, for example. Sometimes we have a end quote posture sling for the horse. There, you guys do a great job with all these different tools helping the horses.
We learned from the best.
Yeah, but I mean, the wonderful thing is creativity bounces back and forth.
Yeah.
So I come, I see what you guys do, I'm like, that's clever. So I love that. I think, and when Corinne, who has worked with me for 10 years, one of my favorite parts was the Monday morning. What did you learn over the weekend? What can we play with? So it is, sometimes it's classical exercises that build the horse, using lateral work to strengthen and using the bend to strengthen. Sometimes it's exercises to help with relaxation. So the variables are really big. And if I think I have the biggest problem is that I see a person and I think I could give them 10 different lessons. Which lesson do you choose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you've obviously worked and trained at First Choice Farm for a long time now,
Yeah.
and I am very acquainted with your training program. But what sorts of things do you incorporate into your teaching outside of first choice farm that you also use at home?
Well, I think it all correlates because you find yourself as a teacher to always bring to your lessons the newest thing that you've learned. And you know that for me, I come and I have that new idea. And of course, you all have to be my guinea pigs because I need to see how well it works. And then, we refine it and then we find a new idea and add it. So I don't think it varies that much, only that the horses have been with me for a long period of time are at a whole different level of training, so that even though our basic is on really good basic quality, we start to work on more complicated exercises to get the horse right. I mean, the goal is still, could I make a horse a Grand Prix horse? But the
We
idea
ask
would,
that question frequently.
We do.
yeah, and
Me too.
truly, I would like to only make it to Grand Prix with that horse if I feel the horse benefits physically and mentally
Sure.
from it.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I have before sent horses home to say Prix Saint George is the end, because I don't think the horse is really made for Piaffe and Passage, even though I think that now I could train it better. But still, the horse did end up going Grand Prix, but with the low 60%, and the pressure and the tension was so high. That's not something I would be interested in.
Yeah.
Well, I think you already kind of mentioned this earlier on, but what are some benefits that riders would have about coming to a clinic with you here at BOREP?
Well, I think your general benefit is that you start to get an evaluation and you get presented with some new ideas, most likely, and that with some tools that you can take home, hands on tools. And sometimes I recommend, I have done a couple of online courses, and in particular, my basic course, Function of Horse and Rider, is a course that I recommend for students who really want to train with me on a regular basis to take, because they get twice as much out of the lesson, because I will be talking about the horse's body, the thoracic sling, where does the neck have to be, what is your purpose and intention with the exercise, and what does your body need to do. There's only that many things that can come out at one time out of my mouth, and it's only that many things a rider can do at
Or
one
process
time,
at
or
one
process,
time.
exactly. But if you already have a much more general idea, my idea is always trying to give the horses wings, make them more confident, but make them more beautiful movers. But you have to understand how that happens. And I think anybody at any level would benefit from watching the course. There's so many little snippets about position and everything. But then if you ride with me and I talk about a concept, it'll be much easier for you to follow.
So how is the online course set up? Is it kind of like you can pick and choose what you have to
You
learn, or is there sort of a framework for like
well,
following along?
each online course is a course to follow along, but you
Mhm.
can pick and choose. I have a couple of mini courses if you're just curious about how to improve the feel in your hands. It's always a little bit of theory and then some practical exercises, things you can play with on the ground. I mean, we've tried to be creative to help the rider with body awareness in so many different ways.
Mhm.
Well, Felicitas, thank you for talking with us today. We
My
look
pleasure.
forward to our monthly visits.
Many more
and
visits.
many
Yeah,
more
and
visits.
watching the progress and the horses and watching your guys' progress has been really fun.
Thank you.
So come join us.